We're the Rational Ranchers, and I'm going to start this one because this is sort of my area, which is why do we homeschool?
We gotta start off from the very beginning.
Very beginning.
Back when we were dating, tell him that story.
I told him that I would never homeschool my children because they would be weird, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do that to my kids.
And I took great offense because I was homeschooled.
To 8th grade.
Great. But yes, that was one of our major strifes in dating and being engaged in early years of marriage is I was adamant that I wanted to homeschool our children, and she, the beautiful Mrs. Rancher, was adamant that we weren't going to homeschool our kids. So what made you change?
Well, my little boy became 5 years old, and it was time to sign him up for kindergarten, and I could not wrap my mind around how I was going to send this precious baby to 8 hours a day away from me, and I just decided that wasn't going to happen. So I was going to do kindergarten with him, and then kindergarten turned into 1st grade, 2nd grade, and now he's a junior in high school, and he's still here.
Been homeschooled the whole time? So we thought we'd make a video today about why us as Rational Ranchers choose to homeschool our kids. So we're going to start off with all the concerns we got when we started homeschooling our kids. So, beautiful wife, what was the first major concern? You shared it yourself.
I'm sure you've heard it. It's the number one reason why people are scared to homeschool, but how will they be socialized? How will they fit into the world? Well,
They'll be weird.
Yeah. That's sort of the point. We don't want them to fit into the world. We want them to be different, look different, act different, be better. So socialization became no concern for us because our children were around all kinds of people, kids, adults, grandmothers and grandpas, and it just was not, it's a moot point.
Yes. But it is everyone's biggest point, biggest concern. And we live in the middle of nowhere, and for most of our married life while we had kids, we've always lived in the middle of nowhere, and still socialization has not been an issue. We just have to be proactive about it. You know, they were involved in sports, in music, in acting, and just going over to friend's house, and they go wherever we go, so they get to meet all kinds of people. So number 2 is your kids will be dumb. They will be left behind, and they won't be as educated. And that's one I dealt with my whole life, and my parents dealt with too, because shocker, they thought I was dumb because I didn't care about school. And so they sent me to high school, and I remember the conversation we had the night before I went to high school. They just said, all you have to do is get C's to pass. Just get C's and D's, and you'll be okay. But needless to say, I'm not dumb. I ended up doing well in school. But that is a concern. A lot of
Graduating top of his class in high school and college.
Oh, thanks. But people will think your kids will be behind.
And they'll question them and see if they know the multiplication tables. And
do you know your ABCs?
What we found is that is not a concern as well.
Yeah. The third concern is
cost. We can't afford to do this.
Mm-hmm. Public school is free. Homeschooling isn't. You actually have to buy curriculum. You have to invest not only time, but money and energy into it. And honestly, this is a valid concern. There are sacrifices you'll have to make, whether it's financially or time-wise, if you choose to homeschool your kids.
But there is also free programs. There's like K through 12. It's just through the state. It's free. Yeah. There's all kinds of things online that you could do it pretty much for free as far as curriculum.
And even some states like Arkansas this year, what they do?
They gave us a stipend for each child, and this is the first time we've ever participated in anything like that, where the state gave money to each child to put towards their curriculum and extracurriculars.
Yep. So anything education-wise, the state of Arkansas will pay for. School books, textbooks, college classes. So it's pretty awesome. So look in your state. If you're worried about finances, there are a ton of resources. So those are the concerns, the top 3 concerns people shared with us as we were endeavoring on our homeschool journey and that we came in contact with. And now we're going to share the 3 reasons why my wife changed her mind and I won the argument about homeschooling our 3 children. So tell them why I was right, honey.
He was right. Because the kids are
Wait. One more time. Say it again.
You were right.
Oh, thank you.
Oh dear. I'll never live it down.
So why was I right?
Because we created these children and they're our responsibility and no one else to raise them up.
I think that's probably a number 1 reason why I want to educate my children is I don't believe they're the state's responsibility. I don't believe it's our church's responsibility to raise our kids. I don't believe it's the grandparents. I believe it is my wife and I's purpose on this earth for this season of our lives to raise and invest in our children. And if they were gone 8 hours a day, letting somebody else speak into their lives and teach them their ABCs and math and
letting
arithmetic.
Their same age group speak into their lives.
I think it's just an absolute no-brainer that we needed to invest that time and energy in our kids. Number 2, why do we homeschool our kids, honey?
I feel like this is a test.
Okay. Because I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that my wife can teach my children better than any school teacher. And the reason for that is because she knows them better than any school teacher. And she'll tell you that our 3 children, all 3, learn very differently. Right? Tell them.
Yes. My oldest son learns differently than my middle son. My middle son learns differently than my daughter.
How so?
My oldest he actually learns all ways. He's just, learning comes easily for him. My second son, he can read anything and then do it. My daughter, she is pretty much, she does it once,
she's hands-on.
Take care of herself the rest of her life.
And the final reason why, honey?
Well, his was a diversity of education because our kids can get all kinds of resources that I can find for them for their particular learning style and their particular strengths and weaknesses. But my third one was giving them a moral compass or a moral righteous worldview, because wherever they are for that long of a time period each day, that's the kind of worldview they're going to get. And if they're in our care most of the time, they're going to get our worldview, and that's what I want to instill in them.
And mine was diversity of education. And a short example is we teach our kids 24/7. We live out here on a beautiful ranch in the Ozarks, and we run cattle and sheep, and we're constantly having veterinary lessons, animal husbandry lessons, business lessons. The other week we did quite a nice size cattle sale, and I let my 7th grade daughter negotiate the selling price and everything with the gentleman that came to buy the cows, and she got more money out of that guy than I could have gotten out of him. She was amazing at it. And that type of thing they're not going to learn sitting in a desk at a school. It's hands-on, real life experiences, and I think homeschooling is the best option for that. But it's not all roses. You know, people that homeschool, they'll say they love it, it's so easy, you need to do it, just take your kids out of school. But to be honest with you, there are some major challenges.
Yeah.
And we're doing groups of 3 today. So, number 1 challenge, honey, this is on you.
Big commitment.
Yes.
So I could have got a job somewhere.
She can make a lot of money. She's pretty talented. She has a college degree. She's beautiful. I think I should put her to work.
Anyway, it's a big time commitment for me. It's not very much time commitment when they're little, but you do, we chose to have a 1-income family. No one told me growing up you could grow up to be a mother and a wife, and that was a profession. But it is the joy of my life and of my heart that I get to do this at this time in my life. I can make money anytime, but right now this is my most important thing. So time.
And it does cost, like, even if your state pays all the money, like she was saying, it's the cost benefit. She could be working and making a salary, so we're giving up that extra income. But I think that the commitment is well worth the trade-off. And for number 2, social pressures. And we went over some of those things at the beginning of the video, but they are real. People look at you differently because you're not checking the box. Your kids aren't going to school. Even if they went to private school, people seem to like that better than homeschooling. And so it's becoming more popular, especially after COVID, but it's still socially awkward to go somewhere during the school day and everybody look at you because you have children with you and wondering if they're going to call the truancy department on you or ask you, why aren't your kids in school? Are they sick? Or, it's just, it is awkward.
I brought my sick kids to Walmart. Yeah, that's what I do.
And then the final reason, honey, what is the last challenge?
Financial.
And that we kind of covered in the commitment, but it is financially challenging, and there's no getting around it.
Maybe more at the beginning. At this point in time, we've done it for 12 years, so
yeah.
It's not really a financial challenge because this is our way of life, so it doesn't really affect us like it did before. But at first, it can be. You just have to decide you're going to do it, make a plan, and implement it.
Yep.
But
so, for what it's worth, if you watched our intro video, you know what that means. Those are our thoughts on homeschooling.
I could give you thousands of reasons, but there's a few of why we homeschool.
And we wouldn't do it any different. Whether we were ranchers or lived in the biggest city in the world, I think homeschooling is the way to go for you and your children. Anything else?
No, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and for what it's worth, we'll see you next time.